everyone. Happy New Year. When I was thinking back on everything awesome that happened in 2024, I realized there were a lot of things that weren't very awesome in 2024. AKA lots of comments I never want to hear again. So here's 5 things I hope nobody says to me ever again in 2025. Enjoy! Number 1, your symptoms are the result of a demonic attack. You need Jesus and God in your life. He will heal you. You need an exorcism. This one is just annoying at this point. I've made multiple videos about my experience with religion and psychosis, and comments like this are not fun to read. And oftentimes I don't read them once I realize that that's what they're about. Heck, religion is the thing that got me into all of this in the first place. This meaning my schizoaffective disorder. So no, religion isn't safe for me, period. And of course, comments like this are harmful. Not so much for me, I have thick skin. I mean, I'm a YouTuber. But this is more for those in the comments that might not have as thick skin. And I'm not even kidding when I say that I'm so done with God, religion, and everything to do with it. My voices and delusions are not demons or Satan pulling the strings. They go away with medication, and that's enough for me to know that they aren't real. These comments are also harmful because they encourage distrust in psychiatry as a whole, which, as a woman of science who thanks her psych meds for saving her life, is not good. I don't like anything that encourages distrust in psychiatry. Psychiatry is an amazing field that has helped and saved countless lives. On to the next one. Number 2, your voices are just your thoughts. That's just you thinking. Everyone does that. You just have an active internal monologue. This one takes some background if you're not already familiar with my channel. Comments like this come mainly from the fact that a lot of my hallucinations are internal, meaning they don't happen outside my head like someone is in the room with me. They happen in the same headspace as you might find thoughts, or you guessed it, an internal monologue. Which is what a lot of people, and I mean a lot of people, think they are. Thoughts or an internal monologue. And part of my channel is to raise awareness for internal auditory hallucinations, because they aren't talked about much, even if they are incredibly common in those with psychotic disorders. For me, my internal psychotic voices sound different than me and act like real people. Plus, you can control an internal monologue, and I can't control the voices. And if you want to see a deep dive on the differences between these things, I've made several videos about it, and I'll link them up here in the cards and in the description. Ugh. On to the next one. Number 3, that sounds like DID. You have dissociative identity disorder. Your voices are disassociated parts of self. This one is a doozy because DID, or dissociative identity disorder, is not something that should be thrown around willy-nilly. It is a severe condition. It results from intense trauma, and I mean really intense trauma, that occurs when the personality is forming, aka between the ages of 7 to 9 years old. The brain then creates a whole other person, called an alter, to deal with the trauma, leaving the main personality, dubbed the host, unaware of the traumatic events, because the other alter deals with it for them. This alter switches in and out to cope so that the host doesn't have to. This results in rather large memory gaps for the host, because the host is usually unaware of the fact that there is an alter, and they're also unaware of the trauma as a result. As for me, I did not have intense trauma at that age. In addition to this, everyone around me, and I've asked, has told me that I've always been myself. And while I have memory gaps, they aren't the same as those with DID. Mine are similar to others with schizophrenia spectrum disorders. At one point we did look into it, but I definitely don't have DID. So if these comments can get off my channel, I would be very, very happy. All right, next one. Number 4, you're gonna ruin your life with medications. Long-term side effects will get you. Your kidneys and liver will fail because of the medications you take, and you'll pass away early as a result. All of these I get on a regular basis, and these people do not realize that I didn't think I'd make it to 18, I didn't think I'd make it to 20, and I definitely didn't think I'd make it to 29, which is where I am now. And I turn 30 next year thanks to the meds I take that make me want to stay alive? Like, if I get long-term effects, that means that I was lucky enough to live long enough to have them happen in the first place. And I'll deal with them when they come, if they come. That's my somewhat brutal reality. It's not that I don't care. It's that I'm grateful to be alive. And the risks of taking these medications long-term are worth it for me. And that's really all I'll say on the matter. Finally, number 5. So these are the 5 things I never want to hear in 2025. And there are 2 things I want to say on it. The first is that I know full well I'm going to hear all of these things again in 2025. I am not naive. Heck, some of them might even end up in the comments of this video, and I will just roll my eyes. But the second thing is, like, you might be thinking, oh my gosh, she's replying to the comments she hates. She's talking about the things she doesn't like instead of just ignoring them. And yeah, I did. I did do those things in this video, and I don't care. 2025 is a year where I'm going to be unapologetically myself. And if that means maybe pissing off a few people and being a little more opinionated than I've been in the past, then so be it. But trust me though, I'm not gonna go too wild with it. I'm me and always will be me. And that's all for this video. Thanks so much for joining me and making the uncomfortable comfortable yet again. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one.